Hey everyone, Dave here, Fit and Healthy Forever. This is the second episode of the series I've called Could It Be an Adaptive Response? And the first one was blood pressure, and this second one is cholesterol. Now I've done videos on cholesterol before, but this again is a Dr. John Bergman from Huntington Beach, California. As I've said in the previous video, the guy's a phenomenon. Listen to what he has to say. These things, you only have to think about it to realise that it makes sense. So first of all, cholesterol. Is it an adaptive response? Bearing in mind, as I said at the beginning of the last video, your body is a very, very intelligent mechanism. It doesn't do stupid things. It only does intelligent things. So is this an intelligent response? The theory about cholesterol, according to mainstream public, doctors, is that most heart attacks are caused by blocked arteries, which are blocked by a plaque built up in the four main arteries supplying the heart. Now these plaques are composed of cholesterol built up inside the artery, which eventually cuts off the blood supply to a certain area of the heart, causing angina, stroke and eventually heart attack. Now this is the theory. Now I'm going to give you something to think about as to why this probably isn't the case. In my opinion, it isn't the case. You've got what the doctors call LDL, which is classed as the bad cholesterol, and HDL, which is considered good cholesterol. Now in all honesty, there's no such thing, because LDL is low density lipoprotein and HDL is high density lipoproteins. They are lipoproteins that carry plaques to a site. So the LDL and HDL are not actually a plaque, they're not a cholesterol. So if you think about this, your body needs cholesterol to continue to build healthy cells. It's a precursor. All your cell building in your body, every hormone, every sex hormone, all your corticosteroids and everything are built from cholesterol. So on one hand, they're saying that cholesterol clogs arteries, and on the other hand, they're saying that your body needs it to make hormones and to keep your body functioning properly. So to me, they can't have it both ways. In fact, your body makes 2 to 3 grams of cholesterol a day. Now, why would your body make that? Bearing in mind your body's a very intelligent mechanism, why would it make 2 to 3 grams if it was bad for you? Now, when I say 2 to 3 grams, if you ingest cholesterol, your body will make less. If you don't ingest any cholesterol, your body will make more. It'll make it to what the body needs for that specific day or role or time of need. So, why doesn't it clog veins and capillaries? Now, arteries are very thick. Now, your veins and capillaries are very thin, but it's never been known to clog veins or capillaries, only arteries, which again doesn't make sense to me. What it does do, the artery walls have got an endothelial layer inside them. So the artery walls are sort of pliable, but inside they've got like a layer, endothelial layer. And what happens is, if you've got inflammation in your body over a long period of time and you get damage to those artery walls, the LDL, considered the bad cholesterol, is sent to the site to repair the damage. Otherwise you would probably bleed internally and die. So it's patching up that repair area. When it's done what it needs to do, any excess LDL, the HDL comes in, which is considered the good cholesterol, and takes it back to the liver to be reprocessed. That's a simplistic way of putting how it works. If you carry on over years and years and years with this inflammatory diet and you've got inflammation in your body, it'll keep going back and repairing and repairing and repairing. And this is why they say that it clogs the artery walls. It's actually saving your life. Now, that makes sense to me, because so many people have got they're smoking, they're binge drinking, they're using recreational drugs, they've got a poor diet, they don't exercise, they've got stress in their lives. All that adds up to toxicity in your body, and it all adds up to inflammation in your body. So when you've got inflammation over a long period of time, your cholesterol is repairing this for you. But eventually it is going to clog the artery walls through the repair system. Not because it just goes in there and clogs it, that's not what it does. It's needed for lots of other processes, but because your lifestyle is so inflammatory and toxic, it's repairing the things for you to stop you from dying. So, could that then be an adaptive response? Is that cholesterol adapting to the response of what your body needs? The toxicity, the nutrient deficiency, the inflammatory lifestyle? Could it be? I think it makes sense to me. So, a few studies to look at, and I said in the previous video, I don't just pull these out of thin air. I'm trying to date and give examples of them, so you can go and check them yourself if you don't believe me. So this one was November the 2nd, 1994. The Journal of American Medical Association said, our findings do not support the hypotheses that hypocholesterolemia or HDLC are important risk factors for all-cause mortality of persons over 70. Neither are they important risk factors for coronary heart disease or hospitalisation. Then we have July the 4th, 1992, the British Medical Journal. Lowering serum cholesterol or total cholesterol concentrations does not reduce mortality and is unlikely to prevent coronary heart disease. So, cholesterol is vital for brain protection. That's a big factor in your body. That's what it does. It's vital for hormone production. So what happens if we're lowering it with drugs and medication? The common thing these days, if your cholesterol is considered high, they would like to put you on a statin drug. Now, I witnessed this firsthand. I went for an annual blood test, which I have every year with the doctor. The nurse said my cholesterol was 7.2 total, and if it was anywhere near 10, she wanted me on a statin drug, which I flatly refused. I will not take, and I don't think it's necessary. And this journal here is saying exactly the same thing. But she's adamant, she's been in the job 30 years and she thinks that this is what they've been taught and this is the way to go. So we had a disagreement about it. Now, if I say, as I say, it makes 2 to 3 grams a day for what your body needs. It's vital to your brain, it's vital to all your hormones. If you try and lower that with a statin drug, what do you think is going to happen in your brain? You know, if it needs it and you're lowering the levels of it, it's only higher or considered higher because there's a need there. You have to look for the cause of why it's high, not the fact, oh, it's high, let's lower it with a drug. First of all, you look at what the cause is, and the cause is probably an inflammatory lifestyle. So you need to address that first. So, statin drugs were the first drug to cross the $10 billion sales barrier. The first drug ever. That tells you how, it could tell you how bad cholesterol is, but it could also tell you how quick they are to dish it out for no good reason without looking for the root cause. And it makes billions for the pharmaceutical industries. And I'm not saying there isn't a need for it, there may be in isolated cases, but look for the root cause first. And then if then there's a need for it, then yes, go ahead and use it. So, these are some of the side effects of a statin drug. These are listed on the website, they're listed on the information that comes with the packet of drugs. Headaches, joint pain, constipation, mild skin rash, sleep problems, cold symptoms, fever, pain or burning when urinating, weight gain, swelling, increased thirst, and many more. Also, statin drugs cause heart failure. The heart failure epidemic in the US, deaths more than doubled from 1989 to 1997. More than doubled. Now, interference with the production of CoQ10 by the statin drugs is considered the most likely cause. Now, the heart is a muscle and it can't work without CoQ10. and statin drugs were known to mess with the production of it. And if they do that, then the heart can't work properly. So they were getting heart failures due to the fact that the CoQ10 wasn't working properly, so your heart muscle was failing. Okay, so 2015, another study, the expert review of clinical pharmacology. The epidemic of heart failure and atherosclerosis, which is hardening of the arteries, that plagues the modern world may paradoxically be aggravated by pervasive use of statin drugs. We propose the current statin treatment guidelines be critically re-evaluated. Now, as far as I know, that hasn't been done, but that was 2015 that was recommended. Breast cancer rates of those taking statin drugs went up by 1,500% because statins depress the immune system, and this can lead to cancer and infectious diseases. 1997 British Medical Journal. Low cholesterol levels are associated with decreased survival even from a stroke when cholesterol levels drop too low. The serotonin receptors don't work. Now, the serotonin is your body's feel-good hormone, so those receptors don't work. Cholesterol is the body's repair substance, and it's a precursor to vitamin D in the body. And I've done a video on how important vitamin D is as well. Bile salts required for digestion of all fats are made from cholesterol. So to get bile salts, you need cholesterol so that you can digest fat in your body, and the fat soluble vitamins that go with it when you're taking those. Cholesterol is a powerful antioxidant and protects us from cancer and aging, and it's a precursor to all hormones. Every hormone in your body, cholesterol is involved in the making of. So why it's being portrayed as this bad, evil thing is just ridiculous. The only thing I can think of from studies and things that I've listened to on the website and on YouTube is that it makes a hell of a lot of money for pharmaceutical companies. And I know in America they rule the Senate, they rule government, they pay for a lot of sponsorships for senators and things like that. So they have a large say in how doctors are prescribing, what they're prescribing, how they're taught. The pharmaceutical companies actually lay out the training for doctors. So it's all linked to pharmaceutical companies and the mighty dollar. Now, problems with low cholesterol, it can lead to blood sugar issues, mineral deficiency, edema, asthma, allergies, reduced libido, chronic inflammation, infertility, difficulty healing, and reproductive problems. Then we've got a 2017 quote by Medscape. Medscape are a website that anyone can go on and check information and studies and latest research. And they've said that saturated fat does not clog arteries. Coronary heart disease is inflammation disease and can be cured with lifestyle interventions, which is what I've just said to you. If you get your diet and stop smoking and binge drinking and get rest and recovery and exercise, then there's very much less likely that you're going to get these infectious diseases, and you're going to live a long and healthier life. It just makes so much sense. Think about it, please. So, the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition, increasing polyunsaturated fat intake in what's called the DART study, D-A-R-T, doubled stroke mortality. Because a lot of these companies, the American Heart Association is one, they're telling you to increase your polyunsaturated fats, the omega-6s. You don't need to. You need to increase your omega-3s. 3s and 6s should have a 1-to-1 ratio, or sort of 2 or 3 to 1 in favour of the polyunsaturated. But what we're finding is a lot of the research is saying that a lot of the oils that you're getting in fast foods and things, it's giving you from between 80 to 1 and 200 to 1 in some cases, and that is toxic to your body. 200 dosage to 1 of omega-6s to 3s, which is similar to what you get in polyunsaturated fats, and corn oil fats and canola oil fats and trans fats and things that are in cookies and cakes. And you've got to be so careful and read labels. So July 17th 2016, Journal of American College of Nutrition said, in a population-based study of healthy middle-aged men, vitamin D deficiency had a significant positive association with the presence of coronary artery calcification. Coronary artery calcification is basically the build-up of plaque in your arteries. So vitamin D helps to sort of combat this. And you need vitamin D, but you also need cholesterol for it to be absorbent and prevalent in the body. Also, July 2016, the National American Journal of Medical Science, serum vitamin D might be protective against cardiovascular disease. That's total vitamin D. So again, vital. Vitamin D is vital. We aren't in a country where you can get it through the sunlight so much, so you need to take in supplementation, and you need to be taking in between 3,000 and 6,000 milligrams a day, or 3 to 6 grams. So hardening of the arteries is due to the toxicity and nutrient deficient lifestyle that you lead. Make no mistake, you can dress it up how you like. I'm fed up of hearing people say it runs in the family, it's genetic. Genetics haven't changed in humans in 40,000 years. They reckon less than 2 or 3% of diseases are genetic. The rest is predominantly down to how you live your life. If you choose to burn the candle at both ends, run the gauntlet, whatever you want to call it, you will pay the price later, and you won't live a long, healthy life. And another thing I get sick of reading as well, my granddad did this and he lived till 81. It's quality of life while you're here. I don't want to live to 80 and 90 if I can't have a quality of life. If somebody's got wipe me arse, feed me, push me around in a wheelchair, that's not what I want for me. So, you know, if you want quality of life as well, then you need to be doing the right things now and set yourself up, build the foundations for the future. Right, if your doctor, say if you go to your doctors and you have a blood test and he tells you that your levels of LDL, the bad cholesterol, are high, this is what they call bad cholesterol anyway. Ask him if this is the lipoprotein that is a precursor for your body to make all the hormones, so isn't it an adaptive response, and so shouldn't I firstly look at my stress levels? You will baffle him because he doesn't know any difference. But that's the first thing you should be looking at, is your stress levels. Most diseases or people's deaths are coming from, if you look deep enough, chemical, physical and emotional stress. Those are the three big things in everyone's life that you can't always get rid of completely, but you can fight it off better if your body is fortified, your immune system is strong. So you need to look at these things, do the right things by your body, because it will thank you later in life. It's not just luck that you see people in the 60s, 70s, 80s who are sprightly, who are healthy, who are fit, who can still run around and do everything, and they've got all the cognitive issues in order and they've got all the faculties there. It isn't just luck. They must have been doing the right thing somewhere down the line. So bear this in mind. It's not just genetics or luck. Don't trust to that. Do the right things. It's not difficult. I've gone over and over and over this in different videos. Eat healthily, get your rest and recovery, exercise regularly, and stop the binge drinking, smoking, and just do the right things. I've got one coming up shortly on walking. You'll be amazed how much walking has an effect on your health. Look out for that one. As always, thank you for taking the time to listen. Stay fit and healthy forever, and please try and think about this responsibly and add some of these things into your daily life. Thanks for listening.